My ex is crazy. My boss was acting psychotic the other day. That game last night was insane. She was completely delusional when she told you that. These are very common phrases in like day-to-day colloquial speak. I've never in the wild like corrected somebody and said, hey, maybe don't say that. But I personally don't say that was crazy or use these terms crazy, insane, delusional, psychotic in conversation. I've seen a lot of patients and people suffer from psychosis. It's quite distressing when your mind is detached from reality, when you don't know what's real and fake, when you're seeing and hearing things, when your thoughts are disorganized. When I was in like elementary school, middle school, we all said the R word when we thought someone was stupid. And then we kind of leaned back and reflected as a society and went, oh, maybe that's not a great way to be describing people. Maybe that's not the most sensitive word to use. When I was in psychiatry residency, it was pointed out to me how kind of strange it is that we use words like crazy and insane and psychotic and delusional in day-to-day conversations all the time. You hear it all the time. I hear psychiatrists say this all the time, like other professionals in the mental health space. It's completely normalized, and I wouldn't say it's anything worth trying to police with people or correct in people, because you're just going to turn them off, and this paternalistic doctor that's wagging my finger at people and is out of touch, and I don't want to be perceived that way. I've never like in the wild told people what they should and shouldn't say, but I personally don't use them, and I try to model that behavior. Some good alternatives might be, that was really surprising, that was unexpected, that was exciting, that was really interesting, depending on the context that you're using it in. Not only are those words not kind of picking on a specific group of people who are suffering, but they're also more descriptive and accurate, and I think they sound more interesting than just being like, oh, that was crazy all the time. So is this something you've ever noticed before? Is this something you thought about? Is it something that you might consider like working out of your day-to-day speech, or is it something that you're like, oh, it's not a big deal? I don't think it's like the biggest deal, and I don't like correct people, like I said, but it is something where I do think in a number of years, that's crazy might go the way of the R word or saying things are gay when we mean that we don't like them. Because it is ultimately still picking on a group of people that are suffering from a specific lived experience. And I don't think that that's something that I want to be doing in my day-to-day life necessarily, especially as somebody who works with a lot of these people. Leave your comments below if this is something you've noticed before, if I'm like totally out of line, if it's something that you're working on or that you might start working on. It's something that once you hear it, you'll hear it all the time. And you might start wondering, where did this come from?